Hey guys, it's great to be back in front of the camera this time. So I hope you enjoyed my look at the Ghost Rider books that I picked up the other day at getting to meet Javier Salters. That that was definitely a lot of fun. It was nice to have this book, which is in really great shape, get the love and the signature that it deserves. And then I also got issue number 10 signed as well, which is another one of my favorite covers of his from that run. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Initial Assessment on the Eye Collector, issue number 1 by Jonathan Ball. And I believe it is GMB Kamachuk. This is a trip. I kind of feel like I should have dropped some LSD before I read this book, because it's about the moon, it's about Apollo 10, it's about a god that has been reawoken by the Apollo 10 mission, and he is the eye collector, and we don't know much more about him than that, but he seems to be amused that one of the biggest things that humankind has ever done is go to the moon. They've left this planet in a ship and come back. And it seems to the eye collector, and we get to see him in different forms. This is one form that you get to see within the book. Another form is almost like a Rorschach painting. Then you get this here that almost looks like a Day of the Dead thing. Let's see, what does it say? It says, I met the man in the moon, but the legends were wrong. And let's see, gotta go back earlier in the issue to see what he really looks like. It's the smiling guy here. And the first time that one of the astronauts sees him, then he sees him and he says, oh my God. And the creature says, do you still have gods? That's a shame. And that's a creepy image, man. There's a lot of this it's not simply artwork. I see pastiches. I see that things have been glued onto the page. I see a bunch of different, it's either glued on, photoshopped, added in, post-processed, that sort of thing. But this book, it's hard to describe as far as actually describing the story, but you get to see where we start out with, I believe, 3 astronauts, possibly 4. Yeah, you get to see 3 astronauts, and by the end there is only 1. And this creature, creatures like that often come benevolently, and so it goes back, it says, if you read the old legends, the man on the moon is a thief, but the legends are wrong. Although he does take things, but he does something worse. So it's exciting. It really draws you in. You want to know more about this man in the moon, God character, mental break, whatever it is that these guys are seeing. The artwork really just draws you into the story. And you say, I've got to know more about this guy, this man on the moon, this God, this forgotten Lovecraftian type God that looks down on humans as though they're nothing. And he says, one of the astronauts says, let's see, what does he say? He says he wants to, hallucinating, I trained for this. I'm fine, and I got to focus on the mission. And the creature says, you have a mission? Can I help? It's almost like an early, like those early Venoms, man. There's malice and there's torment, and there's also something deeply psychotic about this creature. But he's having fun at the expense of these human beings. So that means that he feels so far above them that he can't be taunted, hurt, or otherwise impugned by these humans. So congrats to Jonathan Ball and GMB Kamachuk. You guys have crafted a mystery that I am definitely on board with, and I will be collecting the Eye Collector just as sure as he collects eyes. So did you guys pick this up? If you did, let me know what you thought about it. I think it came out last week instead of this week. This past week, I think it's 2 weeks old, but I forgot to pick it up, and I'm really glad that I did, because I've had a lot of fun with this. I'm going to go back and reread it a couple of times in the next few days and see what else I can glean out of it. But the artwork is fantastic. The story writing is just top notch, and I can't wait to see what this Eye Collector cat is up to in the rest of these issues. And that is initial assessment for that book. I've got other books coming up in the initial assessment line. I've also got some more Mark Bagley retrospective videos coming down the pipeline. Sorry that the videos this weekend were coming a little bit slow, but I had to do some yard work, and then my wife got out and drove around for the first time in almost a year after that terrible car crash last year. So life is looking up, guys. Job is getting a little more stressful, but other than that, hey, comic books are here to entertain, and just like in Gladiator, I go and I pick up these books and I read them, and at the end they say, "Are you not entertained?" And hey, who am I to argue with Russell Crowe in one of the greatest sword and sandals movies of all time? Of course I'm entertained. These things take you away from that stress. They take you away from reality for just a little while so that you can focus on your mental health. So guys, take 5 minutes out today, read a comic book, read something fictional, read something, something with prose rather than with pictures. Just read something. I don't care if you read the Heinz ketchup bottle, but get out there, expand your mind, read these things that you really, really enjoy, and then come back here and talk to me about it, and we'll have these great, awesome conversations. So thanks again, guys. Hit that like and subscribe, and I've got much, much more content coming your way very, very soon. Take care.